Bringing a new drug to market is one of the most complex and high stakes processes in the pharmaceutical industry. After years of discovery, preclinical research, and clinical trials, everything leads to one defining moment: the submission of a new drug application or NDA. This application is submitted to the US Food and Drug Administration requesting approval to market the drug in the United States. But an NDA is not just a document, it is a structured, highly regulated workflow involving precise formatting, rigorous checks, and strict timelines. Let's walk through the three critical stages of the NDA submission workflow: eCTD compilation, filing review, and PDUFA timelines. The journey begins with eCTD compilation, the electronic common technical document. This is the global standard format used for regulatory submissions. It organizes massive volumes of data into a clear, structured format that regulators can efficiently review. The eCTD is divided into 5 modules. Module 1 contains regional administrative information. Module 2 includes summaries and overviews of the entire application. Module 3 focuses on quality, also known as chemistry, manufacturing, and controls. Module 4 contains non-clinical data from laboratory and animal studies. And Module 5 presents clinical trial data collected from human studies. Each module contains thousands of pages of critical information. But simply having data is not enough, it must be presented in a precise, compliant format. Regulatory teams use specialized software to compile the eCTD. Documents are converted into standardized PDFs with bookmarks and hyperlinks to ensure easy navigation. Metadata is assigned to every file and sequences are created to track submission versions. Before submission, the entire dossier undergoes technical validation. Even minor errors such as broken links or incorrect file naming can result in rejection or delays. That's why eCTD compilation is both a technical and strategic process. Once everything is complete, the NDA is submitted electronically through secure regulatory gateways. But submission does not mean approval. The next stage is the filing review, the FDA's first checkpoint. Within approximately 60 days of receiving the NDA, the FDA conducts a preliminary evaluation to determine whether the application is complete enough for a full review. This is not yet a deep scientific analysis. Instead, it is a quality check to ensure that all required components are present and properly formatted. The agency examines whether all 5 modules are included, whether clinical and non-clinical data are adequate, and whether datasets meet regulatory standards. At the end of this stage, the FDA makes a critical decision. If the application meets the required standards, it is officially filed and the full review process begins. However, if significant deficiencies are found, the FDA may issue a refuse to file letter. This means the application is rejected at this early stage and the sponsor must address the issues before resubmitting. A refuse to file decision can delay the approval process by months or even years. That's why the filing review stage acts as a crucial quality gate in the NDA workflow. Once the NDA is accepted for filing, the process moves into the final and most intensive phase, the review governed by PDUFA timelines. PDUFA, or the Prescription Drug User Fee Act, establishes target timelines for the FDA to complete its review. There are 2 primary review pathways. A standard review typically takes 10 months from the filing date. This applies to most drugs that provide incremental improvements in treatment. A priority review, on the other hand, is completed within 6 months. This designation is granted to drugs that offer significant advances in safety or effectiveness or address unmet medical needs. During this period, the FDA conducts a comprehensive evaluation of the drug. Experts review clinical trial data to assess safety and efficacy. Manufacturing facilities are inspected to ensure quality and compliance. Labeling is carefully examined to ensure accurate communication of benefits and risks. The FDA may also request additional information from the sponsor or convene advisory committee meetings involving external experts. Every detail is scrutinized because the ultimate goal is to ensure that the drug is both safe and effective for patients. At the end of the PDUFA timeline, the FDA issues its decision. This may be an approval allowing the drug to enter the market, or it may be a complete response letter outlining deficiencies that must be addressed before approval can be granted. The NDA submission workflow is more than a regulatory requirement, though it is a critical safeguard in public health. Because in the end, it's not just about approval, it's about trust, safety, and saving lives.
Subscribe to MedPharma Global on YouTube. Get the latest medical and pharmaceutical updates. Click the subscribe button and join our community.